Hello, this is Erin with the Joy in Pens and Paper, and I'm going to just do a full disclosure. I am exceptionally tired, but I really want to ink up a new pen that I got, so I am motivated to film this unboxing. So I am so tired because I just got back from a very short trip to Brooklyn, and I will talk about this in a different video, but I did not sleep last night, so I am just very tired. So sorry. I'm going to move on from talking about that. While I was in Brooklyn, I had the opportunity to swing by Yoseka Stationery, and I could not have been happier to have that opportunity. I had a very short period of time to be there, and it was exceptionally crowded. I have watched other videos on YouTube of Yoseka Stationery, and I wasn't anticipating it being that crowded. So I kind of made my way through the store, glancing all over the place, trying to see all the things as quickly as possible because I had such a short window. And I had gone online and picked out a pen that I was hoping to get. And so I went to the back of the store and waited my turn to get to the counter and found out that that is not a pen that they carry at their Brooklyn store. It's at their warehouse. But it was very valuable to me to have something that I could tangibly walk out of the store with and take with me. Thankfully, I had a backup idea. One of the employees had a few suggestions, but it wasn't along the lines of what I was hoping for, despite being excellent suggestions. But I was really interested in either my first choice was a Laban Antique in rose gold, and my second choice was the pen that I have here. And they did have a different model of this pen on display, and it was exceptionally well loved. And actually, when the clerk got it to show it to me, I was able to say, oh, I already gave that a sample right. I love how it writes. The clerk commented that it was a little rough. And I pointed out that it was definitely well loved. So this is the pen that I got. It is a Opus 88 Halo, and I need to look into it a little bit. It looks like it's a collaboration with Lennon Toolbar, and I want to find out a little bit more about that. But it comes in this really beautiful packaging. So this is a cardstock sleeve in this lovely blue color, and underneath is this almost like linen textured box that has this beautiful flower on it, and it again says Lennon Toolbar right here. Magnetic closure, and you open it up, and here is the pen. So let me take this out. I could not help myself, but late Saturday night when I returned to the hotel room from the concert, I did take this out and do a little dip test because, like I said, I couldn't help myself. So I am going to do a water flush. There might be some ink that comes out in that water flush from that dip test that I did. Now, the other thing that I got was the Yoseka Ceramics Tang Mise Blue ink. I remember watching a Yoseka video when the ceramics line launched, and I really loved this color. And I really loved the fact that it's called Tang Mise Blue, but it is really a green color ink. And so that was one ink that I knew that I wanted. I also had wanted to get some samples of different inks because they have those really amazing glass sample files, but I just didn't have the time to pick out some samples because there was such a time crunch. So I was very pleased to get this. So what I'm going to do in today's video is I'm going to swatch this ink and I'm going to flush and fill this pen, as well as do a little comparison of this pen with some others that I have. So first and foremost, I'm going to flush this pen. And I'm going to fill it before I do a comparison with some other pens, because this is a eyedropper fill pen. So I want to give it some time for the ink to work into the feed while I am comparing it to other pens and swatching this ink. This particular model, it says Opus 88. Let's see if I can find a way for that to be seen right here on the cap in kind of a beige colored print, and it has a clear acrylic finials on each end and this frosted acrylic on the cap and a little bit on the body, and then it has a blue, dark blue section, which is a really pretty dark blue. It is an eyedropper fill, so it has this plunger right here that you can open the plunger when you're going to do some longer writing sessions, and then you can close the plunger when you're done writing and before you cap the pen. And you can actually remove this whole plunger section to do a really nice cleaning of the pen. I was hoping to get it in a fine nib, but they didn't have a fine, they had an extra fine, and that is perfectly fine with me. I love my extra fines. I was hoping to challenge myself to get out of my comfort zone by getting a fine, and but this is wonderful. Because it is an eyedropper fill, it has an O-ring right there just to help keep the ink in. And then this is where all of the ink goes. So I started my day with watching a YouTube video by, I think it was Pen Sane, who about a year ago got this very same pen. And he did an unboxing and a review of this pen. So I wanted to make sure that I knew how to fill it. And just out of an abundance of caution, let me grab one of my t-shirts just to put this over so I don't make a huge mess. Hopefully I don't. And it did, you probably saw in the packaging, but it did come with this eyedropper. I don't know if I want to fill this all the way. Maybe I do. I've been loving greens this year. Maybe I'll stop there. So I don't think I'm going to get sick of this ink color, but I do also want to make sure that I get an opportunity to explore this ink. I'm going to open the stopper so that the ink can go down into the section, into the feed and into the nib. And I'm just going to cap this. And I am going to put this inside this box so that it stays facing down so that gravity can pull the ink. Okay, this can go in my water. Do a little cleaning. Good. All right. Now, just going to cap this for a moment. And let's get all set up to do the ink swatch. And I hope I'm coming across organized. I am exceptionally tired. So hopefully I'm not presenting as fatigued as I feel. I am going to use a Kakimori brass nib dip pen with I think it's a bamboo but the wood holder that Kakimori sells. This pen, I did leave it in my water cup probably a number of times for too long, and the nib section, I picked it up one time and it just kind of fell, and so the, I guess, coating around the inside of this black piece had eroded away. So I just put a piece of washi tape around it and put it in, and now it's nice and snug. So that fixed it. So if anyone has that same issue, there's a little fix to it. Okay, so this is a Waringal swatch book that I received in an ink flight box maybe a year ago. Just making sure that I get a good amount. Oh, so beautiful. All right, so we will let that dry. And going to swap this out for, this is the Galen Leather Co. Everyday Notebook made with 52 GSM Tomoe River paper. And I'm just going to do a little swatch right up here, just so that I don't waste any of this beautiful, beautiful ink that is going to be so treasured in my collection. Going to Yoseka was something that I was hoping to do for my 40th birthday this summer, but it did not work out. So when the opportunity to go to Brooklyn for the concert that I went to came up, I decided to advocate for myself and let my friend know that this was really important to me and ask if we could make a point to stop on the way down to Brooklyn, which ended up being a wonderful decision because Yoseka opens at 1 p.m. on Saturdays and Sundays, and we were not sticking around in Brooklyn until 1 p.m. today. And knowing myself, I would have sacrificed this opportunity in order to get us both home on a Sunday evening before work. Oh, look at that. It's so pretty. It's so pretty. Okay, let's see if this is ready to write. And I'm just realizing I forgot to do the water flush. Okay. Again, I am tired. I will keep saying it. That is not ready, which is fine because I can I'm just in theory thinking if I open and close the plunger, there might be some ink that gets kind of pushed down. I don't know. That could be a thing. Let me move this and take out my tray. Let's do some size comparisons. So again, this is the Opus 88 Halo, and I'm going to compare it to some of my pens that are currently inked. And I'll pick some of the, I guess, what I feel to be the more common pen models that are in my collection. So first and foremost, I have the Lamy 2000. And then I have, let me pause. I have these pen sleeves from Galen Leather Co. When you make an order, they send you a pen sleeve for free. And I've had a couple orders that they have sent more than one. And so when I went down for this trip, I put the pens I wanted to bring in their own individual sleeve. So I didn't necessarily have to worry so much about them as I was walking along the streets of Brooklyn. All right, so we have a Sailor Pro Gear Slim, and this is in the Manu Nuts colorway, and an Esterbrook SD in Sea Glass. And I have a Pelikan M400, a Pilot Vanishing Point, gets that way. And then, just because it's right here, a Leonardo Momento Zero Grande 2.0, which, let me move this up here. So it is slightly smaller than the Leonardo Memento Zero Grande 2.0. It's slightly longer than a Lamy 2000. And it is slightly shorter than an Esterbrook SD. I think with the cigar shape, it elongated the pen to be longer. Yeah, so there's my size comparison. Look at all these beautiful pens. I am so grateful. And I just separated those by which ones were inked versus not inked. All right, let's try our writing sample again. Not yet. Well, in the interim, because I would like to go snug with my son, it's going to do a dip right in the bottle. So this is an Opus 88 Halo in blue with an extra fine nib, and it is inked up with Yoseka ceramics. Tang blue. Now, what I really loved about this pen, the ink is starting to flow down, is that the nib, certainly it is not a flex nib, but it has a little bounce to it. And it was really, really enjoyable to write with in the store. Oh, I think the ink is flowing. Here it is. Okay, so I don't know if you can see the difference between when it was a dip versus when it's flowing, but it is a nice wet writer. Yes, that's definitely different. Oh, so beautiful. So yes, the nib has a little bit of a bounce to it, and it has a little, I feel, a little bit more tipping here, which I think is helping the ink to flow out really nicely. Yeah. I am going to really enjoy writing with this, and I am just so happy that I was able to get to Yoseka and that I was able to get one of the pens that I really wanted. I've been wanting to try an Opus 88 for a while, and more specifically that I was able to get this ink because I have wanted this ink for such a long time. So with that, I am going to close her up. Oh, it's so interesting. And I'm going to cap this pen. Oh, let me see. So this can be posted, but that makes it really long for me if it's posted. Unposted, this is a good length for me. And with this closed, you can still write with it, but there's going to be no additional ink coming down into the feed. So when you use the ink that's in the feed and the nib unit, then it will run dry and you've got to get this open. So like I said, if you're doing a longer writing session, you would open this up. If you just want to jot a quick note, you can keep it closed. Unless you want to open it up every single time, and then you are more than welcome to. And this pen was $110, which was the same price as the Laban Antique in rose gold. I'm not sure if I would get the Laban Antique outside of purchasing it at Yoseka, but this is a pen that I had intended on getting anyway, so I feel like I kind of killed two birds with one stone there. I also feel like I am rambling, so I'm going to put this pen down and I am going to sign off and get ready to go to bed. All right, thank you for watching, and I hope that you have a wonderful day. Bye.